For decades, your customers have been welding aluminum by adding a spool gun to the systematics welders. Because the spool gun was only designed to weld 12 gauge or 1/8 inch aluminum and thicker, this presented a real problem to our customers that were trying to weld the extremely thin aluminum on today's vehicles. This is one of the many reasons that we added our synergic inverter welder line starting with the MIG200i. Not only is it able to weld very thin steel using the MIG braze process and spot weld through 2 layers of metal without punching a hole in the top layer, it also allows you to weld very thin aluminum panels using a short arc process. The MIG160 does a very good job welding aluminum, but some of the car manufacturers wanted a welder that would also pulse weld when welding thin aluminum panels, so we decided to launch the MIG185i. When you turn on the pulse mode, what the MIG185i will do is, instead of having a straight weld, it'll go hot, cold, hot, cold, hot, cold, hundreds of times a second. This does improve the quality of the weld, reduces splatter, and enables the user to weld very thin aluminum a little bit easier than they would with just a standard welding process. As you can see, when you use the pulse process, you get a much cleaner looking weld and virtually eliminate any kind of splatter. When we decided to add the MIG200i to our product line so that it would be able to be used for ICAR aluminum testing certification, we decided to add another feature which enabled it to be a double pulse welder. Instead of varying the temperature up and down as the person is welding, it also varies the wire speed from slow to fast in the process. Just like setting up any of our inverter functions, this is extremely easy to do. So the double pulse feature not only aids you when welding vertical or overhead, gives you a beautiful TIG-like looking weld. In closing, don't forget that if you have any questions about any of our welding products, please feel free to call me anytime. 215-397-8941. Thanks, Rich Taylor.